And welcome everybody once again to Bottom Card Booking right here on UndefinedRadio.com. Appreciate you guys and gals tuning in with you tonight. Big Daddy Storm, we got Alan 2 Count Lynch. Randy Rockham is not here tonight with us.
He's rocking on somewhere.
Who knows where? He's probably rodeoing it up.
Rodeoing on.
That's right. I don't even know how you say it.
Rodeoing.
He's doing cowboy things. However, if you'll notice, right up here to my left or right, whichever way the screen is tonight.
You look way off, man.
Well, because I'm trying to look over here like my camera's there.
Did you just see Guardians of the Galaxy? You're looking off into the galaxy, man.
Groot's over there hanging out.
Oh, hey, Groot.
But we do have a special guest with us tonight.
We do. Mr. 100 himself, Shannon Young, is here with us tonight from CCW. He's going to give us a little background and tell us what's going on with CCW this weekend at Mayhem and kind of what the weekend looks like for him, because the past couple shows have been pretty interesting for you, Shannon.
The past couple of years have been pretty interesting for me, and not in a good way. Also, I want to point out really quick that to get a cheap plug out of the way really quick. You know, of course, my own show, Podzilla 1985, and CCW Live that we're going to do right after this. We don't have an intro like that, and I now regret coming on this show because I feel like Alan looks just low class.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Just awful.
Shannon, maybe my new favorite human being.
Thank you.
I don't know what it is about this. Every time we have a guest, they always crap on me.
You're like the Dalton of the show. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That low?
Well, no, you're definitely above Dalton. No, don't get me wrong, Alan.
Okay,
you are above Dalton, my friend.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay.
You know that old saying, if you can't spot the idiot in the room, it's probably you.
Are you saying that I'm the idiot?
I didn't say that.
No, but
I'm just saying as a for instance.
You're making the accusation.
Just don't take it that way. I mean,
It sounds like you have a guilty conscience, Alan.
It does sound that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, no, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight, man. So, tell us what is going on over there in CCW right now that you're so in the middle of.
Well, I have kind of made it my personal mission to get in the middle of everything for the past couple of years since I've been there. This Saturday, May 27th, we have our next big show. It is Mayhem. It's still May, right? Yeah. Yeah. Mayhem. It's a big card. A lot of good matches going on. Me personally, I'm a little bit perturbed because I was supposed to have a First Blood match with the best of the best, Austin Lane, a good friend of mine, past tense. And now I'm not having that match because Austin Lane went to the commissioner. And as you guys know, I'm sure you know, Alan, I know you know, in Missouri, blood is a big no-no when in wrestling. So he went, he snitched, and he got the match canceled. And now I don't know what I'm doing on Saturday. All I know is that I'm going to be there, and I'm not happy.
Austin Lane doing Austin Lane things, man. And yeah, that's an issue in Missouri. They don't like blood. They don't like a lot of things in Missouri.
I did not know. I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
if they see blood, if a commissioner, because there's a commissioner, that from the Missouri State Missouri Athletic Commission at every show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And if they see blood, then they can shut a show down right there if they find it fit to do so.
It would be one thing, you know, if I was out there and me and Austin were doing a match and I, as I would hope to do, bust him open and bleed him all over the place. That's one thing. But for me to openly say ahead of the match that the point of this match is that I'm going to gig and gut Austin Lane, then the commissioner definitely wasn't happy because I'm promising blood at that point. And Austin, you know, he got it pulled. Good for him. I don't know if he thinks that's the end of it. It's definitely not the end of it. Anyone that knows me, and Alan, you know me, anyone that knows me knows when you get on my bad side, when I have a vendetta, I'm like Taylor Swift. I will just hammer it home until you're sick of it and you're dead inside like I am. So
yeah, and I mean there was proof of that, and like it was mentioned in the post this morning, saying that you were going to be on with us tonight. You are the back-to-back, or you have back-to-back best match of the year victories or trophies for the past 2 years, 2021 and 2022.
Yes.
One of those matches was with Osby Tomlin at Hardcore Halloween that I had the chance to officiate, and that was wild. And you brought up Vendetta and Vengeance, and that's what led up to that match. between you and Osby.
Yeah.
Just, man, dude, some of the stuff you did in that match blew my mind because, I know you, right? I've known you the past couple years, but I had never seen that side of you come out like you did in that match.
It has to, because when you've got guys like Osby Tomlin, when you got guys like Austin Lane, or even last year when Osby and I teamed up and we won Match of the Year against the Academy, which are the tag team champs in CCW. I tapped Dalton out, don't forget that. These guys have trained for years to be the best wrestlers that they can be. I have not had that luxury. So when I get into the ring, I would never call myself a wrestler, because I have not put in the hours upon hours of training and learning the holds and learning reversals and stuff like that. I am a fighter. So if you put me in the ring with somebody, it feels like I have to bite and claw my way to victory. And I'm a big guy. I'm clinically depressed, so I will do whatever it takes to win. And I am not opposed to getting violent, especially against people who I'm friends with. Almost every match that I've had in CCW, and the both matches that I won, Match of the Year, were against people that I loved. I mean, Osby Tomlin is one of my oldest friends. Dalton Anthony is one of my oldest friends. And you saw what I did to them. Austin Lane is a mentor and almost like an older brother to me. So you can imagine what I want to do to him after what he did to me last month.
Yeah, and Austin's been around for a long time. And that relationship between yourself and Austin that kind of led up to this moment goes back a long time. Can you go back and just kind of revisit how we got to this point between you and Austin Lane?
Absolutely. So CCW was the first independent wrestling show I'd ever been to. I had never been to an indie show before that. I've been to a couple WWE shows, but I've never missed a CCW show. And on the second CCW show, Austin Lane wrestled Ricochet, WWE's Ricochet. And it was a fantastic match. I knew Austin was something special. The moment I saw him, I knew he was fantastic. He and I became friends. We all became friends. Me, him, Dalton, Asa. We were a backstage group. It's going to sound weird. We called ourselves the Cocky Boys. We were a little clique backstage back before any of us were really involved with the business in any way other than like commentary, stuff like that. Austin and Dalton kind of had a falling out. Dalton stood up to Austin. He was the first one to stand up to Austin when Austin got a bad attitude, and Austin basically slapped him around. Dalton challenged him to a fight. And, I do not hide my insecurities. I do not hide when I do things wrong, when I've made mistakes. And at that time, I was so jealous of Dalton because he was getting all this attention. He was getting into CCW. He was, he was training to wrestle. And I've been a lifelong wrestling fan. This is what I've wanted to do my entire life. So to see him getting all that attention, I got a little bit jealous. And I think Austin Lane saw that. And he saw an opportunity to gaslight and manipulate me, which is what he did. And he convinced me that it would be a good idea to betray one of my best friends. And so I did. Dalton and Austin had a match. It was Dalton's first match, and I helped Austin beat him. And then after the fact, we, kicked the hell out of Dalton. And from there, I just spiraled and spiraled. I started hanging out with the, classic story, started hanging out with the wrong crew, formed House 100, which was, for 2 years, the terrorizing stable in CCW with myself at the head. Austin and I, we went back and forth, whether he was awful and I was good, or he was good and I was awful. We were still friends. We were still friends. And that lasted up until a couple of months ago when Austin won the title from Joey O'Reilly after Joey had this fantastic match and was tired. Austin cashed in his opportunity, beat him kind of dirty, and then kind of once again tried to gaslight me and convince me to join him again, use the title as leverage because he knows how much the title means to me. And for the past couple of months, I've been out there with Austin. You've seen, I've been out there with Austin, trying to keep him on the straight and narrow, trying to keep him, from going to that dark place that he and I have both gone to before. And I failed. When Austin wrestled Joey last month, I tried my best to stop Austin from cheating because I don't think he has to. Austin laid me out, and you saw what happened. And we are no longer friends. And when I stop being friends with somebody, I don't just say goodbye to them. I burn the bridge on the way out, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. But Austin's making it very difficult.
Yeah. So Austin kind of doing Austin Lane things and kind of cowarding out a little bit, and my partner across the table from me may not necessarily agree that it's a coward move, because he would probably consider it a smart move.
But depends on how we're talking about doing it.
Yeah,
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, it's.
I mean, look, if you're, from my point of view, if you're the champion, you stay champion any way you can. Now, what he's talking about too, though, is on a whole different level. Like, if it's me and a stranger off the street, trust me, there's no rules. I will do whatever it takes. But when it's your friends, it becomes personal on a level that's not like any other wrestling match. It's not the same.
No.
Like we was talking about with Dalton, we was talking about with Austin. It's a whole different mindset you have to get into, because now it's just not I want to get a victory. It's the person I want to beat, to show, to prove I'm the absolute best and I'm better than you. And I'm trying to get you to see what this is really all about. And it's different.
It's definitely different. And I can see that. I agree. This is a smart move by Austin, because the last thing Austin wants to do is get in the ring with me. And I'm not trying to brag and say I wouldn't call myself the best wrestler in the world like he does, but I'm no slouch when it comes to fighting. I'm bigger than Austin. I'm stronger than Austin. I would say I'm probably faster than Austin. I'm definitely smarter than Austin. So it's smart for Austin to avoid me as best he can. But I mean, you can run, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. It catches up to everybody. I've never met anyone that outran their fate. You know, I'm fate. Call me Dr. Fate. Don't call me that. We'll get sued.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And that movie did kind of flop.
Never watched it.
So there you see my point exactly.
Yeah,
right
lost
there.
my interest in superhero movies. Yeah.
Right.
All I was trying to do is stop Austin from, falling into the same trap I did, because when he convinced me to do the things that I did, and I enjoyed it. It's not like, he forced me to put a gun to my head or anything. He played on a very dark side of me, but it ended up costing me everything I had. I lost my friends. I lost my girlfriend. I fell apart, and it's taken me 2+ years to get to a point where I even feel human again. So for Austin to come in and then think he can drag me back to that place, I mean, it was stupid of him. And if I can't convince him to be good, then I'm just going to have to put him down. That's the rules. That's the wrestling rules. It's in the handbook.
That's 101, buddy.
Yeah.
101. But here's the thing I find interesting about this whole thing with you, especially Shannon, is that match of the year 2 years in a row, there has been an incredible amount of talent that has come through CCW.
Yes.
It's insane. The shows that are put together there. I will say that because Alan goes up there. We talk about it all the time. The sheer amount of talent that goes through there. So for you to have match of the year 2 years running, that's impressive. I don't care who you are. I don't care what side of the fence you sit on. That's impressive.
And it's not a work. It's fan voted. It's fan voted.
Yeah. So that is amazing to me.
I think, and I don't think many people disagree with that, I have a connection with the fans that a lot of guys don't. And I don't know if it's just because, again, I host my own show they can listen to. Maybe they feel closer to me because, the interactions and stuff like that. But I think it's a combination of that and the fact that the people I was in the ring with and against are some of the absolute best wrestlers I've ever met. Osby Tomlin is, if you've never seen Osby Tomlin wrestle, he is a force of nature. I mean, it's insane how good he is. He's so strong and he's vicious. I mean, crazy trained, literally. And then with, Dalton and Kevin Cade, the Academy last year at the Anarchy at the Arena match, as much as I don't want to give Dalton credit for anything because I still don't like Dalton.
He's a scumbag.
He's a scumbag. He's the scummiest of the scumbag. He's like, it's like me and what I used to do, except without the class or the tact. Dalton is just a. How far do we go with the language on this show?
As far, you know what?
Go.
Is this rated E for everyone, or is this more M rated?
It's rated. Go for it.
I'll keep it as light as I can. Dalton's
It's rated internet radio, so you can say whatever you want. There's no FCC here.
Dalton, he's a dick. Dalton, I'll try to keep it as clean as possible. Dalton is a dick, and I mean that both in wrestling and in real life. He is outside of the ring. He is a dick. But he works so hard. And he's such a good wrestler. Then his partner Kevin Cade, legitimately one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. And I hate to say that because he's also kind of a scumbag. But Kevin Cade is absolutely incredible. So when you have this giant combination there, match of the year 2 times in a row. Not bad for a guy that was never supposed to wrestle in the first place. I'm very proud of that, and I'm going for a three-peat this year when I do finally get my hands on Austin Lane, and I will get my hands on Austin Lane, and I have no doubt that what we do is going to turn some heads.
And I think that's the thing, Shannon. You were talking about your connection with the fans. I think you not being, a wrestler, you not being a typical wrestler, like you came into CCW as a manager, but there's been ways and twists and turns that have turned it to where, or made it to where you've been put in these situations to have these matches to where whether the fans hated you or the fans loved you, they've got that connection. They respect you for what you go in there and do, because when you're inside the ring in those matches, like, you show up and you show out. And so, like, you go above and beyond expectations when you're put in those positions. And I think that's what it is. I think that's where that connection comes from with the fans. And then also, like you said, you've got your podcast where you communicate with them and they can hear from you and kind of learn who you are and get a different side of you. But I think that's where it is, man.
Well, and I'm CCW through and through. Mm-hmm. I've worked at exactly 2 other promotions my entire life, and that was once in Arkansas for Austin at his request when he said, "Hey, come over and help me out," and I said, "Okay, man, sure." And once up in, I don't even remember where it was at this point, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't CCW, but I've never
stand out.
Yeah, it's AHCW, I think is what it was called. It's anyway. But I've never missed a CCW show ever. I'm one of like 3 people that has never missed a CCW show. Every show, whether I was a fan or whatever. And I didn't just start as a manager. If you go back even further, I started out, doing the podcast and inviting the CCW guys on to kind of, promote the shows. And from that, it was commentator on their television show. We were on KBSI. We had a weekly show. From there, it was, ring announcing whenever the ring announcer left and they needed someone to step in, then manager, then wrestler. So, all in the span of like 5 or 6 years. So, yeah, I think the fans have seen just this. I don't think there's ever been anyone like me that has had a journey in wrestling like I have, to take on so many different roles in such a little bit of time, and hopefully to be good at it. I guess that's up to whoever's watching. But it's definitely been a blessing. And if you would have told me, 25, 30 years ago when I was a little kid that I would be doing this one day to the level that I've been able to do it, I would have called you crazy. It really is, whether it's good, bad, up or down, it's been a dream come true.
And that's impressive because, I remember DDP, coming in as a manager, but he didn't do this. It goes back to what you just said, but he didn't do all the other things. Mm-hmm. All right, starting exactly. Okay, yeah, strip club. Kudos to you, DDP. However,
I missed out on that one, unfortunately. However, I don't know how.
But what I'm saying though is, but you start out the way you did, that I have to agree with you 100%. That's impressive. It's just impressive. The journey is, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So,
and I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to get better. I would like to train like these other guys get to train and really call myself a wrestler. But unfortunately, my life and what I do outside of the ring does not lend itself well to having extra time. I own 2 businesses. I work full time in the medical field. I don't have a lot of time to devote to it, and I wish I had more. But you both know very well this industry is. It's tough. It's hard, and it's unforgiving. So you really have to balance things, and I'm trying to find my feet still years later.
Well, but I think also at the same time, and to your point, look, I get it. I'm old school. I've been in it a long time, but however, And yeah, there was an old school way of getting into the business, but the fact of the matter is, people even back then found their way into the business in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You became a wrestler in a lot of different ways, and sometimes it was trial by fire.
Yeah,
and you're just in there, and you just have to. But to me, it's when you get in the business, do you just stay in that one spot of, well, I'm here, I'm a part of it, this is as good as I care about ever trying, or do you keep continuing to push yourself in every opportunity you get to become that wrestler? And I think that's what you're doing. So do I consider you a wrestler? Well, hell yeah, because that's what you're doing. You don't get to be 2-time wrestler of the year just by being good with the fans. If you sucked in the ring, they wouldn't think you were good. I don't care how good you can talk. I mean, there's at some point you have to have that connection. And that's, at the same time, they say, well, he don't stink at all either. So let's go.
That's true, and I appreciate that, and I hope Alan would say, you know, in watching my matches, that I don't suck. But to win match of the year 2 years in a row, especially like you said, with the amount of talent that comes through CCW, I mean, in 2021 alone, you know, we had this amazing match between KLD and Joey Janela, one of my favorite matches I've ever seen live. Last year, we had, you know, on the same show that we did Anarchy at the Arena with me and Osby versus the Academy, was Austin Lane versus Brandon Barbwire, 1 hour
Iron Man
match. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, to have all of these amazing matches and then still beat them, I mean, that's it is a good feeling. But at the same time, you know, I you never reveal your age, but you know, I'm 40 now, and I started wrestling. I didn't start wrestling until like 2 or 3 years ago, to 4 years ago. And people tell me like, well, I mean, look at DDP. You know, he started when he was a little bit older. And I'm like, yeah, because you hear, you know, there's a reason everybody goes back to DDP as that one story, because as far as I know, it's not common. So, you know, every time I get out there in the ring and someone hits me in the face with a chair, or I get thrown through a table, or I'm you know, getting tossed out of the ring, every time I hit the floor, I think to myself, like, man, how much more do I have left in me? Like, I wish I had started this 20 years ago, but I didn't even know that was an option. So every match that I have, it's impactful. It means something. I can't go out and wrestle every week, every other week, like some of these guys do, because they're better than me, for the record. But what I do is when I go out there and I do have a match, it's like you said, I give it my all. I want everyone to be entertained, and I want to beat the actual tar out of the person I'm with, and we slug it out. I mean, it's always painful when the people get in the ring with me, and as I say that out loud, I'm starting to wonder if that's good or bad.
Hey, they can never use the F word, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, Shannon, I want to get your thoughts on some of the other matches that are happening this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because
I don't know if I have one now. So.
Well, yeah, you're like, you know, we've talked about like your knowledge of CCW, and you know so much about everybody that's on this card this weekend. So we've got TVA versus El Diablo and Abel Booker in a tag match.
Yes.
And you know both members of TVA very well.
I do. Yeah.
Billy Hills and Baracus.
Billy Hills has been a thorn in my side since, I mean, the beginning. Even when I was a fan sitting in the front row, because that's where I started officially as a fan in the front row. Billy used to come over to me and my group and just like verbally assault us and taunt us all the time. Whenever I started, and still does. He's very good at it. Whenever I started and actually getting involved, one of the first things I did was blind him with a can of hairspray and a lighter. So Billy and I do not have a good history together. Baracus, I was actually his first match back from injury a couple years ago, and he was my first singles match that I had that I was really proud of. You know, I'd had some single matches before that. I had a match with Dalton years ago. It went like 3 minutes, and it was, you know, very entertaining, but I definitely came up short on that one. And then I had a match with Chris Slammer like a year after that, you know, again, I was just finding my feet. But my match with Baracus, that was the first time I ever felt good about myself in the ring. And he beat the absolute shit out of me and just almost drove me through the mat. He is so strong, it's insane. He's scary. He's so scary. I cannot stress that enough. On the other side with Diablo and help me out here, because Abel Booker. That dude's weird. That
Which one? Which one?
Yes, to both. Diablo, Diablo and I are cool. I think.
Yeah.
I don't really understand a word he says, but we seem to get along very well. And I have a bad history with the Crowleys in general, as you know. So that match, it's David squared versus Goliath squared, and I cannot wait for it. And I really hope that Billy Hills loses.
Yeah, Billy Hills and Baracus. I know you hadn't seen them,
Nope.
Storm, but
Oh man,
these dudes are massive human beings.
yeah.
Lord.
Like huge human, like maybe put together, maybe weigh 900 pounds.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
I would say that's
aren't
pretty
humans.
close.
Those aren't humans. What are they?
I've wrestled two people that, like,
Flashbacks.
when you go into wrestling, and I don't know if you feel this way like I do, but you try to go into every match fearless. You go into every match, you can't be afraid of who you're going up against.
That's
You
right.
just can't. Two people that I've wrestled in my life that I've actually went into the match going, oh my God, I'm going to die, is Baracus and Calvin Tankman. And both of those guys are big, scary dudes. So I do not envy Diablo and Booker, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a rough night for those guys.
Yeah, I remember those feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. Mabel, when I worked Mabel, fresh off his King of the Ring run in WWE at the time. And holy Lord, I weighed all of 185 pounds back then. I knew I was dying. There was no question. But I'll tell you what it does. When you escape that and you survive it, you realize right then, you know what? I ain't afraid of nobody no more.
I can do anything.
Let's go.
Absolutely. That literally, the moment that the match was over with both Tankman and Baracus, and I could still feel my spleen, I went, oh my God, I'm invincible.
That's
I can wrestle. I can wrestle anybody. I don't care who it is. Put him in front of me.
Yeah, it's a crazy feeling, but
Yeah.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
just 100% true. It's weird.
You mentioned him. You had mentioned this person. This is a Super Show rematch between the new Pure Champion, CCW Pure Champion Jackson Crowley, versus Denzel Rollins. You had mentioned that relationship that you've got with the Crowleys. You and Jackson. I told Storm earlier about a story between you and Jackson,
Oh yeah,
and that included a chair.
Oh God.
From a couple years ago.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I don't
was-
know how you could forget that.
That was one of the first. That was the first time I ever went to the hospital for wrestling. After that match, went home, curled up in bed with my then girlfriend, and didn't sleep. And about 5, 6 in the morning, I woke her up, and I'm like, you've got to take me to the hospital. I'm in so much pain. I was there until like 8 in the morning watching SpongeBob, and I never watched SpongeBob. And I was on. I don't know if they had me on morphine or what, but I was enjoying it. Jackson Crowley is a literal monster. Yeah.
To be only 27 pounds too.
Yeah.
It's insane. It
what's
makes
funny-
no sense.
He makes the best entrance. He flies in on a paper airplane that someone throws all the way
Right.
from Salem, Massachusetts. And it's insane. He'll hide in your pocket if you're not careful. Jackson, he's so skinny. And you would think, oh, this dude's going to get destroyed. But then he does things in that ring that you don't see people do, and he's fearless. I mean, he really is fearless. This guy, you see people like Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy and guys like that who will just throw their body to, caution to the wind and their body along with it. That's Jackson Crowley. But he's been very successful for himself doing it. Every time he gets in the ring, I think this is the last time.
Oh
Yeah. And then Denzel Rollins is actually a good friend of mine. I actually helped him win that Pure title last year. We did a show at Organic Remedies in the parking lot. It was our first parking lot show, and it was about 100 degrees. That sucked.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed that one. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm glad I missed that one.
It was a lot of fun, but it was also actually hell. Like, it was actually hell with the temperature. But Denzel and I tag teamed against Trent Daniels and Peyton Ayers and ended up winning. And per the stipulation, Denzel won the title. I heard you guys had Trent. Sorry, I call him Trendle because he's a piece of garbage. I don't like him.
We call him Trashel over here.
Trashhole?
Yeah, Trashel.
Oh, Trashhole. I thought you said Trashhole. Like, yeah,
Well, that too.
Actually,
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Yeah, speaking of how much of a jerk Dalton is, Trent is right there with him.
Trent is the only person in wrestling that everyone hates. And I've said this a million times. It doesn't matter whether you're Jeff Odell or, Dwindle Stunt. Everyone hates Trent Daniels. He is the worst person in any room. I would not. He's also skinny, but he's starting to get a little bit more built, and I don't like that because Trent is. God damn it! I'm going to kill myself on this one. Trent.
It's all good.
Trent is a fantastic wrestler. He's just a piece of garbage. Thank you. All right.
For sure. So this main event showdown that will feature the newly crowned CCW heavyweight champion Joey O'Reilly against Aaron Roberts with somebody that appeared for the first time in CCW last month at Super Show. Aaron Roberts is coming into this match with a manager, just in case.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Storm loves just in case.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about Just In Case. I know he exists, and that's it. But every time someone mentions his name, I get that reaction. So please tell me about Just In Case.
So you talked about trash, right? Pieces of garbage, just the worst of the worst, foul smelling, inbreds. I don't know if you mentioned inbreds, but all of that is Just In Case. Like if there was a place where donuts went to rot and mate and rot some more, and then mate and rot some more, and then just upchuck and then just regurgitate that. That's Just In Case.
I feel like just looking at him, I feel like he should change his name to Just In Need of Insulin.
Oh my God! I'll tell you what, he's walking diabetes, right? Like you touch him, it's gonna be contagious. You're gonna catch diabetes by walking by. Just in case.
Yes,
I got diabetes.
I got the diabetes. I can't.
I knew it, man. I knew when I said
that damn question.
That's why I waited. I waited to mention that name because I knew that you would get fired up. You would love it. I knew it.
Glad he's in CCW now. That's something to look forward to every month.
You don't have to say that. You're not holding a gun to your head forcing you to say anything.
I'm contractually obligated by Jason Wells to say something nice about everybody. So
I just got ear cancer.
Just in case, just in case, he has some very strong shirts. That's my compliment. It's my compliment for him.
Man.
He said that's a compliment.
That's the best thing I've ever heard, I think.
Ask him Saturday where he buys his shirts.
Yeah, because that seam is strong, buddy. And
pretty sure
pants have to be as well.
I've never shopped at the store Industrial, but we get in trouble for this interview. I could tell. It's okay.
Nah.
Oh, he's just working.
He's just working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. CCW May Mayhem live and in color Saturday, May 27th at the AC Braze Arena in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Do you know if there are tickets still available, Shannon?
We have some second row and we've got general admission. I imagine second row will probably be available at the door, but probably not many. We'll have general admission. There's not really a bad seat in the house. The arena building here in Cape Girardeau is kind of like our home, and they've always been great to us. And they have, it's just a nice facility. It's always good. So you really can't go wrong. No matter what seat you get, it's always good. I'm very excited about it. And then next month we're going to Malden. I was told we had a choice to go to Malden or Cooter. And I said, I will never wrestle in a place named Cooter.
It's a real place.
It's a real place.
In Missouri.
Cooter, Missouri.
You can see the sign right off the interstate as you're coming south or going north. It don't matter. It's all there.
Man.
Cooter's right there in the middle.
Welcome to Cooter, Missouri.
Yeah. Just like Just In Case, I will never see Cooter.
No. No. He probably can't see his own Cooter, that's for sure.
Jesus Christ.
Got it, man.
I'm just saying.
Jeez.
He said that for the record, not me. Yeah. I'm a guest.
That is true.
Kate hyphen, is it a hyphen or is it a dash? Wrestling.com.
Isn't that the same thing?
Is it? Is it the same thing? Look, Shannon, I went to a school. My graduating class had like 56 in it, so it was back off in the country. We did. I think there were a couple that like they were just shooing out of there.
Yeah,
and we're just like,
because of the Common Core math y'all took. Is this y'all had 56?
We didn't have Common Core. I got out of school before Common Core became a thing.
I was strange enough. I was homeschooled. Probably why I'm so weird. I got in a lot of fights, believe it or not.
My daughter's homeschooled kids. Pretty cool.
I won't hold that against you, Shannon.
I certainly don't either.
I've led an interesting life is one way to put it. Another way to put it is horribly tragic. I always said I'm one of literature's greatest characters. The only problem is I'm real. Yeah.
I think you and Storm will be like best buddies, Shannon.
I mean, I'm I don't know if I have a tag team partner anymore. So hey.
There you go.
Look, and I will tell you, Shannon, how long have I been coming up to CCW? Like, I think it's been about 4 years whenever I started coming as a fan.
It's been a while, yeah.
And now I've been reffing up there for about the last 2.5 or so.
Yeah.
But during that entire time, I've been trying to get this ugly mug across the table from me up there to a show. And I can't get him. So I need you, Shannon, to do me one favor.
Okay. What do you got?
Give Storm your best sales pitch to attend the CCW show.
As a fan or to come in and whoop some ass?
Either.
Yeah.
Best sales pitch to come
he would
to
probably
CCW.
He would probably like more the latter.
Okay. I'll give you both. I'll give you both.
He's big and ugly. So
yeah, well, I would say I don't know about the ugly thing. He looks handsome from where I'm sitting. But,
here we go.
One of the first things when I got on, I was, I know you, Alan. But I saw him, and my first thought was, "Damn, he's jacked." That was the first thing I thought of. So yeah, fan pitch, CCW, and I mean this. I know I'm dedicated to it for a reason. It is to me the premier independent wrestling federation in the Midwest. We've been doing it for years now. We have great people that work with us, that work for us. And it is action and storytelling and everything that I think we're like a total package, and we have some of the best talent come through from, the quote unquote big stars like Matt Cardona. We had Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Priscilla Kelly a couple years ago, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis. Loves him so much he almost got his first name right.
Almost.
Yeah.
I was thinking Matt Taven. My bad. You were talking about tag partners.
The Steiner brothers. Before
there you go.
Before you didn't want to talk about the Steiner brothers. They gave Scott a live mic. You imagine what went down there.
Oh, boy.
If you've never been to a CCW show, it's unlike anything else. Now, from a wrestler's perspective, same thing, almost the same pitch. We have some of the best talent in professional wrestling in and out every single month. So a lot of these guys you may have never wrestled before, and I think you would absolutely love getting in the ring with them. I mean, this is top tier guys. CCW.
That's what he keeps saying too.
Yeah, it's a premier federation, and then also Trent Daniels and Dalton Anthony.
That's true, and they're from all over the place. Like we've got talent that come in from all over the place.
Yeah,
like it's insane some of the distances.
Because the Crowleys are from here. You got guys coming
from Kansas City, Missouri, from St. Louis,
Mississippi,
yeah, Tennessee, Arkansas. Like it's insane.
That says a lot though for a company that you drawing talent from that large a circumference that's willing to come down and be a part of your show. That says a lot.
Yeah. Well, there's so many reasons why too, other than the fact that we have a great fan base. To pull the curtain back a little bit, like we like to say on my show, it is a very drama-free locker room. It's one of those places that everyone feels like family. It's when you're not knocking each other's teeth out. I'm sorry, Trent. I know. It is a good place. It's a good place to be, whether you're wrestling or a fan. CCW is fantastic, and it's been a home to me for many, many years. And it's one of those things that, God forbid I ever turn old and gray. I'm hoping to be out in the next couple of years. But
Storm's there right now.
the twilight of my life, I'll look back at my time in CCW and say that was it, man. That was the best. That was the best ever. You know.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Dude.
So guys, coming in, well, happening within about 50 minutes or so, CCW Live with CCW announcers Caleb Carter and Paige McFarland. We'll be live on the CCW on Cape Championship Wrestling Facebook page. You can watch. Shannon will be on there as well.
And I'll say this to you because I'll reveal the biggest secret in CCW on the show. This is exclusive. Every CCW Live, they always talk about the producer. I'm the producer.
He's the guy.
Glad
He's
he
the man.
mentioned it. Because we had a off the air conversation earlier today.
Me and
about
you?
stuff. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know if you talked to
hell,
Shannon
dude?
today
No.
earlier. I didn't know.
Well, to be fair, we did talk a little bit while we were waiting for you to get here.
We did.
Yeah. Traffic, man.
Jeez, dude.
Freaking Memphis. That's why I love coming to Missouri because trafficking's bad.
So once again, though, Shan, pop your podcast, dude, because I know I'm going to go check it out because we did talk a little bit about this.
So-
when it came on the air today. I love this stuff.
The funny, so I would share a quick little, I promise it's a quick story. I since I have my own show and I have guests come on and they're like, "Oh, let me tell you a quick story," and then 30 minutes later, I'm nodding, going, "Yeah, that was great, that was quick." I'll keep this one short. So I got on Facebook 2 days ago, and it said, "Josh Fairway accepted your request, friend request." And my first thought was, who the hell is Josh Fairway? I don't know who that is. So I thought, oh, is he a wrestler? Is he like someone, you know, because I generally I don't like to add other wrestlers to my Facebook page or fans, and for that matter, unless I know them. I always feel like I suck at self-promotion. I suck at it. You know, some of these guys I see, you know, they have 9,000 friends, and you have to, because networking is everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always beaten my own drum. I do everything my own way, even if it costs me. So I thought, okay, is this dude a wrestler? So I look, and he's not a wrestler. And I don't expect you guys to know any of this, but I'm going to say it out loud. There is a guy, a director named Mike Diva. He works for Saturday Night Live right now. He's one of their writers and directors. But he's done a bunch of funny videos, hilarious videos. He's a fantastic director. And Josh Fairway is in a bunch of these videos. Josh Fairway is the #1 Tupac impersonator in the United States, and he's about to start a new Hulu show about the life of Tupac Shakur and his mother. So I'm guessing I added this dude like 6 years ago when I first saw him, and 6 years later he added me back for whatever reason. So I messaged him and I was like, "Hey man, you know, would you be interested in coming on the show sometime and, you know, talking about your life and your career? I think you're amazing. You're fascinating." And he replied, he's like, "Yeah, that sounds good. Do you have a link to the podcast? I'd love to listen to it." And I started sweating immediately. I was like, "Oh, I don't want you to hear it. If you hear it, you won't want to come on." But if you're listening, Josh, or for anyone else that's listening, Podzilla 1985, you can go to podzilla1985.com, or you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're on there. We do different shows every week, from the paranormal, politics. I took I was a journalist in college. I studied journalism at a sports journalism scholarship. I still like to do journalism on the side, freelance, you know. So politics are a big thing for me. I try not to talk about it too much because then I get into fights. But wrestling on Wednesdays, Pro Wrestling Unscripted, we'll do tomorrow with Hunter Hendricks, Double H, who, you know, radio DJ, famous guy too. He's not as famous as me. But yeah, Podzilla 1985. We have 8 years of back catalog you can go listen to. Interviews with, like we were talking about before the show. We've had Jeff Hardy. Oh God, yeah, Jeff Hardy. I almost said Jeff Harvey. That's a botchamania thing. Jeff Hardy's been on the show. Jerry Lynn, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Animal, before he passed away, unfortunately, came on the show. So we've had a lot of big guests. It's a lot of fun. We're doing it for 8 years. I'm very proud of it. It's my life's work. So yeah, Podzilla 1985. Please check it out. I would appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
And then
Check it
also
out.
CCW.
Yeah, Cape Championship Wrestling on Facebook. You can also find Cape Championship Wrestling on Twitter. And if you're interested in tickets, go to cape-wrestling.com
Or dash.
or dash.
Or dash.
Either one. Dip Dodge. Isn't that one of the D's of dodgeball dash?
It's one of Dalton's T-shirts. So
It is, yeah.
ugh.
But go to Cape dash wrestling.com
Or hyphen.
and look at tickets, purchase your tickets ahead of time, or you can get tickets at the door. Doors open at 6
o'clock.
6 o'clock. And bell time is at 7.
Yes, and we're excited to announce right here that if you come to the show this weekend, mention this appearance, Alan will take a free picture with you and sign autographs.
Good job, Alan.
And I'm going to hold him to that too. So,
Yes.
Jonathan Graham, I know you're watching.
Are they going to you to mention it?
Do you just go directly up to Alan at the show and say, "Hey, I was promised a free autograph and picture"? Do it while he's reffing. Just like
Even better.
Yeah. I mean, according to some people, I don't do a good job of repping anyway, so I might as well just be sitting out in the crowd, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, I never said that, but
Must be these Marks fans.
Must
I think they
be.
know something.
Who knows?
it's probably just in case he heard what you and only you have been saying about him.
Probably
Oh.
so.
Yeah,
Could be.
You cooter catcher.
We'll have to get that cleared up with him at some point. Not anytime in the near future.
just bribe him with some Marmite.
Oh, God,
There you go. Hey, I found this. It's
I found this for you.
what was the old weight loss program? Was it
Jenny
like
Craig?
Jenny Craig? Was it Jenny Craig?
Well,
Oh,
Curves. It was Curves. You remember
Curves.
Curves? Do you remember Curves?
Jenny Craig was for curves.
I always think of the what was it, the Playboy Buddy Rose blowaway diet from WWF back in the day.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
One of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. Oh,
Perfect. Hey,
Wrestling's
maybe
It is.
we've been talking about DDP a little bit. Maybe we get, just in case, a subscription to DDP Yoga.
hey, you know what? I had DDP yoga there for a while, and it was pretty legit. One of my friends actually lived in DDP's. I forget what the name of it was, but he lived in that house, and he was doing video production for them, and actually lost a ton of weight working with DDP and the late great Scott Hall and Jake Roberts. So it works. It works.
Dang.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. I love DDP yoga. It's just not enough room in this house to do it.
You got a
tough when
whole
you're-
front yard, a whole backyard, a whole
I'm not
empty
doing
field
yoga in my
across
front
the
yard,
way.
Alan. It's not happening. You know how many
So-
freaks we got running around out here?
Well, you're
what-
bigger than all of them, so what does it matter?
That's true.
What bothers me about your house is that, like, clearly behind you, I see the sound stuff, to get the better sound quality. I forget what they're called officially, but that looks fantastic. It's a very professional setup. And then Alan, you are just sitting in what appears to be an office chair with your backwards hat, and it's just like it's two-faced. It's night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on the dark side of the room.
He is
I
definitely
see
on the
that.
dark side of the road.
yeah.
Hold on, wait. Come on.
I put a green screen up because I've moved my studio and I'm in the process of changing things. So right now I'm in my bedroom, and I was like, you guys don't want to see my Mario collectibles, so we'll put that up instead. And I was going to promote the brand, but then it went backwards. Anyway, I'm taking up your time.
Hey, look, man, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight. We really
Thank you
do.
so much.
Thanks so much for taking your time out there. We got to have him on again.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
He's always welcome back here.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Like I told him before the show, I don't normally do other shows. I very much stick to my own show, mostly because I just don't think anyone wants to listen to me. I have a lot of anxiety and depression and stuff, and that's a shoot, brother. So for you guys to invite me on and to show me courtesy, I mean, I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much. It was fantastic.
No, thank you, brother. You're always welcome back here.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Straight up.
For sure.
Check out CCW. We're going to let Shannon go. We'll wrap up here, guys. Oh, it's a good show. Shannon, appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Now I'm trying to figure out how I get out of here without bothering you. What do I do?
No,
Do I click a button? Oh, I click the X. I click the X. All right. Thank you, guys. See you this Saturday. CCW. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, heck yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, man.
It is cool.
Yeah, and
like Shannon.
CCW
He's
Live,
awesome.
like I said, starting
Yeah.
at 7 o'clock. And they always have a great show. Just previewing the show for this weekend, and I think they do it every week. So
Yeah.
normally different
Well, I
topics
noticed
every
that
week.
about
and-
them, too, about how they do that. I like that, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how CCW promotes their shows in general is really good, and how they built it and kept it going. So
Yep.
Y'all check those shows out. If you can do it, do it.
For sure. And you can also they put the link out last night, but you can watch Super Show from last month, CCW Super Show on IWTV now. It has been released. So if you weren't able to be there and you were interested in seeing KLD versus Matt Cardona inside of Steel Cage, you can go to IWTV and you can subscribe. I think I don't know what the fee is monthly, but I know there is a small fee for IWTV.
Look, put the Twinkies down and go get your little fee.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Exactly. Cut out buying lunch every day. Cut out buying lunch every day. Save that money and put it towards IWTV so you can watch.
Think about it. Justin would just put down a Twinkie or two here or there. He'd lose 37 pounds in a day.
Do you think he likes fudge rounds or Twinkies more?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
All the above.
Yes.
You think he likes those strawberry sweet roll up things? Ugh.
Does he like food? Yes.
Just put it all in one.
Anything edible? Yes.
All the edibles.
All of it. Every bit of it.
God.
He'll even try things that probably are not edible, but you know what? That was kind of tasty. Let me take a bite.
When do you get to see Justin Case again?
Well,
do you know? Is there any?
If God would stop punishing me, he'd never.
Come on, that's
so. Yeah, man.
Well, I guess I'll see him before you will. So,
what's
so I'll have to answer for you this weekend.
Answer for me what?
Huh?
Answer for me what?
Hey man, saw y'all's podcast. Well, why were y'all talking about me? Why'd you give me such a hard time?
It wasn't, dude.
I was like, dude,
we didn't give you a hard time.
That's Storm. You know how he is. You've been around
Storm
forever.
What does that mean?
Huh?
I mean, how I am.
Heel, brother.
I'm not a heel. I'm an honest American. Just speaks the truth.
You're a Texan.
Partially. Yeah. I'm an American.
America first.
America, baby. America.
You know what blows my mind whenever I think about it?
No.
The president that we had before Joe Biden is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Cheeto Man himself is a WWE Hall of Famer and also former president of the United States.
Uh-huh.
And might be the president of the United States again.
Which sadly is far better than what we have now with the short-circuited Johnny number 5 reject that just keeps banging off the walls these days.
Some of his speeches, man, blow my mind.
Well, when you walk up to the mic, you walk out there instead of going, "No, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. I like ice cream." Ice cream. Okay, and
Ice cream's good.
47 people just got killed right over there next door. But we're glad you like ice cream. Good for you.
That's positive.
America. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Great talk tonight with Shannon.
It was.
Very thankful that he came on and joined us, and we will get him back on at some point.
Absolutely.
Also, maybe in the coming weeks we have an announcement. We may have an announcement related to a show.
We have an announcement right now.
We do.
August 19th.
August 19th. Yep. OWO.
Pontotoc, Mississippi. National Guard Army. Yeah. OWO. We'll be cutting up. All matches in steel cage. Including yours truly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all matches
were
inside
be
you.
Fun. I mean, if they want to have the show be a 5-star show, then I would definitely be in every match.
Do you think you could do it?
What?
Be in every match.
Hell yeah, I can do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I may not be worth it at the end. But I can do it.
How's your cardio, man?
It's sketchy at best.
This broken rib and stuff.
Like, I'm just going to stand here. You run to me.
Yeah. I'm going to throw you into the ropes. You
That's
bounce
right.
back at me.
Like,
And I'll meet you in the middle.
Like, at some point, you've got to come here to beat me. So I'm going to wait for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's my mindset nowadays.
Yeah, dude. That's going to be good. OWO, all matches inside steel cage.
I love it.
August
It's going to be
19th.
the best show in Pontotoc by far.
It will be. For sure.
Yeah. Instead of having on some freshly cut grass out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm.
we're having a National Guard Army.
Inside a building.
That's right.
Potentially AC.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe some
big
fans.
show. A lot of stuff going to happen in that show. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be
That's
really
August 19th. There'll be a lot more coming for that.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned over the next few months. It's going to be a big show. This weekend, we have a big show, Bluff City, Saturday morning.
Yep.
6101
Shelby Oaks Drive.
Shelby Oaks Drive. Oyo Hotel. It's free.
It is.
Come on in. Take your seat because we are building up to our June 24th first year anniversary show. That's going to be a big show. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about that show because that's going to have a lot of things to be happening.
A lot of surprises in store for that show.
A lot.
For that 1 year anniversary show at Bluff City Wrestling. Doors open at 11 Saturday. Bell time is at noon.
That's right.
So come on out and have a good time with us. See, be a part of the crowd. See Bluff City live in person.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be good.
And then this Friday night,
What's happening this Friday night?
there's an MCW sighting happening, Alan.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We've been talking about it. All the little inbred losers have been accosting Brody online on Facebook about it.
Just giving him constant hell, huh?
Oh, yeah. Because they know we're about to come down there and whip up on the claps again. And they're mad about it.
Give him a little claps.
Dude, I'm carrying the penicillin with me so I don't catch a case.
Just in case.
But what I am saying is that we're coming to MCW Friday night.
Well, there it is, people.
And so, but here's the kicker. Brody is still suspended. But we've got a partner who they haven't seen before, and he's coming.
See, that's the thing with
He's
you guys.
coming.
There's always, and we talked about it Saturday night on After Dark.
That's right.
You've always got something up your sleeve
Always.
to reveal. And
You don't get to stay in this business as long as we have by doing the thing everybody else does. You know, it's like when we're talking to Shannon, they're having all these great matches and all these things, and I can only imagine what their work rate is. Probably pretty high, pretty quick. That ain't us. We're slow, methodical, heavy-handed, and brutal. That's who we are.
Brutes.
And that's how you have longevity in this business, baby.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep stacking championships.
Where is she? Oh, there she
And
is.
so
I see
she's
her.
right there.
I see her. Yeah.
She wants her.
She's got to get her appearance in.
She needs her appearance. Baby girl needs her appearance tonight. So
Looking all shiny and
y'all
stuff.
calm down. She's beautiful. Just, oh my God. Oh man, starting to get that string of special feelings. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what I mean. Well, I'm telling you,
I held her.
it's there.
I held her.
You don't hold her like I hold her.
Well, no,
Not even close.
never.
No.
I just held one side of her.
Definitely not. I hold her all.
I hold her all.
See, baby girl needs her screen time. Exactly, Marvin.
Hold her all. Adderall.
Hold her.
After all.
Hold her all. Hold her all. These big, sexy arms.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Man.
It's true. It's going to be a great weekend to wrestle in there.
It is. Great.
Really
Busy.
fun.
Crazy.
Yep.
Madness.
So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back here next Monday. Talk about what happened this weekend.
Yeah. Because
All
today
the
is
things.
Tuesday.
That's right. We are on the road to disappointing more people this weekend who wants to see royalty fall not going to happen, brotherhood fall not going to happen. Then you get the report on what happened up there at CCW.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun next Monday, guys.
It will be.
Appreciate y'all
Hey,
tuning in.
And next week, too, we're going to try and have a guest from APW. Because
Yes.
APW has a big show coming up June 3rd at the Mariana Civic Center.
Yep.
So gonna try and get a guest on from
That's right.
APW next week. So
That's right. I think
we'll
you
see
can do it.
we'll see if it happens.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Y'all can do it. Give us a like and a follow.
Yep.
Catch you guys next week.